This is Channel News Asia.
International ratings agencies have come under security this week amid calls for greater oversight. Today, the European Commission says it plans to outline proposals later this year to regulate debt rating agencies. Have these agencies lost their relevance? Let's find out more. My guest tonight is Tony Nash, Global Director for Customs Research at the Economist Intelligence Unit. Thanks for joining us here this Friday, Tony. Yes. Let's talk about ratings agencies and their ratings. They're supposed to be adding a speculative element to the Eurozone debt crisis. Is that a valid comment?
Not really. There's been quite a lot of analysis lately and complaining in Europe that ratings agencies are indeed adding a speculative kind of impetus to the Eurozone issues. Actually, what ratings agencies are doing is giving an independent view on a country's willingness and ability to pay down their sovereign debt. So what we see in Europe is we see countries like Greece, Portugal, and Ireland who really don't have the cash to pay down their debts, right? This is it's not a liquidity issue. This is an issue where it's a solvency issue. They don't have the money, nor will they ever have the money to pay this down because they cannot grow their way out of the debt, out of the issues. They cannot raise taxes. So what the ratings agencies are doing is coming in and saying, look, wait a minute, these countries can't do this. We'll downgrade these countries to below investment grade.
Okay, these ratings are based on so-called hypothetical scenarios. So are they even useful at all?
Sure they are. The scenario that Moody's put across in their Tuesday announcement, part of that scenario was that Portugal would not be able to pay its second, that Portugal would have to have a second loan from the European Central Bank and the IMF. And the fact is, they looked at the ability to pay, they looked at GDP growth prospects, and they looked at the austerity measures that the Portuguese are taking. And in sum, they decided that Portugal would need a second tranche, and they wouldn't be able to pay back. So they reduced Portugal below investment grade.
Okay, with the business environment changing rapidly, though, do you think there's a need for ratings agencies to also evolve?
Well, one of the problems with rating agencies is that it's an opinion, it's a view, right? They're not necessarily a model. It's not a kind of an unemotional model, okay? So these are very smart people. They know these countries inside and out. But at the end of the day, it's an opinion. So I think if you're a country that has been downgraded by Moody's or S&P or Fitch, it's not fun to be on the receiving side of that downgrade, right? So it's easy to accuse them of being emotional. I think if there was more transparency around how they make those decisions, that's great. That would be fantastic. But at the end of the day, people pay for judgment calls. They pay for judgment calls. Right. And there is some degree of subjectivity in all of these ratings, and I think there will always be some degree of subjectivity in these ratings.
Okay. Thank you very much,
Thank
Tony.
you. Thanks for
Tony Nash there from the Economist Intelligence Unit joining me here tonight.